Hello everyone, and welcome to another video with yours truly, Silicon Fox. As you can see, I am in beautiful Taipei, across from Tainex Exhibition Hall 2. I'm currently in Exhibition Hall 1, and it's been a wild day. I spent most of it actually at the Grand Hyatt, where AMD had their press conference, and then I went to the Grand Hilal, where AMD also had their Connect event for press and analysts. As you can see, here's my fancy little AMD badge, which I'll probably cherish for the rest of my life. Now, I wanted to make this video because after actually being in person at the press event, right? I know some of you guys watched on stream, and my apologies, heard it was a really bad stream. But from being there, hearing what they said there, then to going to the Connect event, where we could actually go hands-on with the things again, after like 2 days of finally playing with Strix Halo, Strix Point, all the Lenovo Legion Go handhelds, I'm starting to better see the vision. Now, there is a giant disconnect from when AMD gets on stage and they talk about, AI this, AI next, advancing AI together, right? That goes all over the heads of consumers everywhere, and you don't really see what they're trying to push for. Now, I don't want to sound like some kind of like new-aged, fangled cult leader trying to get you guys in the fold. But after actually coming to Taipei and being just bombarded and inundated with AI messaging after AI message, I'm kind of starting to see what these companies are going for. And I think if done properly and correctly, there actually is a future for on-device AI, because that was the main focus of AMD's press conferences. Hey, we are pushing on-device AI. If you have an NPU in your laptop chip or whatever, we want to make sure that it's actually being leveraged to do something, right? And what that something is varied from vendor to vendor and partner to partner who came to talk to them. For me specifically though, as I went down the line and saw all the models, all the products and design wins they had out there, I couldn't help but be taken back to the Zen 1, or rather Zen 2 days on mobile client. Now, if anyone remembers, before Rembrandt, Renoir, all those APUs, Cezanne, Zen 3, 2020 going into 2021, there was this kind of fervor and hunger to see what AMD was going to do next, right? My first experience with them was the Ryzen 5 4500U, and that was like one of the original INEA founders models handhelds. And what I found so compelling at the time was that it was the first glimpse into what would eventually become, this gigantic handheld palooza we have now. Pretty good efficiency, performance per watt we had on those old APUs. And if you were plugged in, you could kind of see where things were going. And it took a long time, right? I mean, it took years even to get RDNA 2 APUs. But I'm very happy that we've taken that journey, and I'm very excited for what comes next, because I don't see AMD taking their foot off of the gas pedal. They seem to be still applying the same amount of pressure as they were years prior. And even more than that, I feel like they're getting even more aggressive, because I was at CES this year and they did not have anywhere near as many design wins. And not just like the handhelds, but the laptops and enterprise, the desktop systems, right? A lot of vendors are actually showing off just like, hey, here's our pre-built desktop with AMD. I have not been seeing that with Intel. I've not been seeing many people talk about Intel on the trade show floor. There actually legitimately is a lot of buzz around what AMD is doing, and I just want them to capitalize on that momentum, right? There's quite much to be excited about. Personally, I still want to see what they do with scaling down Strix Halo. I spoke to some AMD guys at the event, and from what I was hearing behind closed doors is, look, there are plans to get Strix Halo more affordable. Now, granted, plans don't mean much if your partners and other OEM vendors are doing what they want. Take, for example, look, you see my laptop? This is the Asus A14. It comes with the Snapdragon X processor, which is billed as a $600 processor, which is finding its way into $1,200 designs. So, I mean, plans only mean so much as what the OEMs, do themselves. but I do believe that there's a concerted effort to at least scale down and scale out the handheld market on AMD side. They're not resting their laurels. You know, they're paying attention to what companies like Neo, Steam with the Steam Deck, Lenovo, and even 1X Player are doing. They had a 1X Player design there, and that wasn't something like, oh, you know, 1X Player sent it to them. I actually contacted the company like, hey, I saw your handheld here. And they're like, our handheld's at Computex? Like nobody told us. So yeah, AMD is definitely paying attention, and I'm glad they are, because I have a feeling that there's more to come. And I just hope that they do not lose focus and get just completely consumed in the enterprise fervor, because I'll tell you, besides some things with client, there was a lot of hype from NVIDIA on down to hyperscalers and the work they're doing there, and all these bespoke chip solutions to figure out all of their life's problems. Again, it's a bit above my pay grade. You know, we like to focus on mobile silicon here. So in my lane, I'm hoping that they don't lose focus, but after seeing what they've, you know, put out with Zen 5 and the rumors we're seeing about Zen 6 and whatnot, the changes coming down the pipeline, I can't be complaining too much. But other than that, that was just a quick update from me. I have more content planned for Computex. I'm a one-man show. I'm kind of running on fumes right now, but I promise that I'm gonna produce the best content as possible. And I thank you guys so much for subscribing and just watching my content. It's because of you that I was able to get here, you know. Despite being small and having 1,000 subscribers, somehow I made it through the registration process. So again, I owe it all to you guys, and just please stick with me for the journey. All right, this is Silicon Fox, signing out.